It's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
And we're live for show number 157. We got the full house here tonight, almost on time. So all my fault today. Just can't catch up. I need help. What's going on, ladies?
Everything's good.
Yeah.
So make sure you like, share this with at least 3 people. Like it as many times as YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, TikTok will allow you to. And we're here to answer your questions about real estate investing, mainly wholesaling, which gives you an opportunity to make money in real estate without using your cash or credit. So with no further ado, over to you.
All right, guys, as Ty said, thank you for joining us. Master of King in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Posner from Florida, and Joshua from Miami. I see you guys. Go ahead and start posting those questions in that chat box where I will read them. Adrian from St. Louis, I see you as well. We are live, as Ty said, on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, all of that good jazz, social media. Oscar, California, and Rhonda from New Brunswick. I see you as well, Brian. Hey. And also don't forget, guys, that you can go to comps101.com and join us live and ask your questions in person, on screen, yourself. So I don't even have to read it. I'm all for it. Yep. Renikia, how's the week been? Good stuff?
Week has been great.
Awesome. I love it. So before we begin, Ty, any updates, anything that the subscribers, listeners, viewers need to know about that's going on to be looking forward to?
No, not that I can think of. I'll think about it when we get on here. So,
all right. So, guys, I don't see any questions. Louis B, I do see you that you responded to a number for a free sheet. What sheet?
You must be talking about the closing detail sheet. Just go to freeclosingdoc.com / I think it's down or download one of them.
All right, there you go. Hopefully that will get you what you need. All right, Derek Eubanks, I see you have my first question. You want to know, how do I get paid when I do my wholesaling between buyer and seller? Well, that's a good question, but it's kind of on the far end of it. So, but that's what we're here still to answer the question. So when we do all the work, when we put in all the effort, where we get our money from?
I mean, that's the name of the game. So that's pretty much exactly what we do. We assign our contracts to end buyers. That difference on that assignment is how we make our money. So just to kind of put that into more simplest terms, you go out there and find a property to purchase that you're going to put on the contract, and then you go and then you find an end buyer who you can sign that contract to at a higher price. So say, for instance, you put a property on the contract with the original homeowner at $50,000, and then you find a end buyer who's willing to pay $60,000. So you are pretty much assigning that contract to them, and you are paid on the difference.
Okay, Louis B, you said the sheet Flipman has been using since day one. So you're talking about the one-page contract. That's available on dealulater.com. You can go to dealulater.com. It's there for you to plug and chug that information. And Subtle on TikTok, yes, it is downloadable. The sheet, the closing detail sheet is downloadable. You're talking about 2 different things here, but both are available for free, no charge for either one of you guys. ATKJ on TikTok, you say, thanks for the advice. Currently searching for somebody legal of age to wholesale with. Awesome. Find a family friend, mentor, maybe a parent that you can, just say, hey, I just need you to show up and sign the contracts for me.
You be the brains behind the operation.
Absolutely. Yes. And Subtle also says, thank you for putting out so much free content. We don't deserve it. God bless you. You do deserve it. That's awesome. Comps101.com, guys, is where you can go to join us live.
And thanks for the people that sent over a little love offering on the Cash App last week.
Hold up, wait.
I like love offerings. The love offerings.
Thank you for participating in the building fund.
Yeah.
Oh my, what that love offering. Joshua Tyson wants to know, what's your take on VAs? How do you know if they're really calling? So for those new, VA is a virtual assistant, someone that you would hire, normally someone that you've never seen or will meet, but they're responsible for either cold calling for you or follow up, or they could be doing a number of things. But how do you make sure they're really calling these people?
Well, the software is, if you use the proper CRM or calling a dialer, it tracks everything, even the conversation. It'll record the conversation, so you know that they're calling. Now if you just got them picking up a cell phone or something, I guess you still could track that. But if you're going to do it, you need to do it properly with the right tools to make sure you can maximize and troubleshoot everything and track what's working, what's not, so you can either make adjustments or compound what you're doing. So you just need to read the right tools for that.
All right. So you mentioned tools. Do you have an example?
Well, I've used Mojo Dialer. I got I'm working with some guys they doing it. I'm just gonna have them move it. But that's coming soon. That's going to be competitive, more catered to real estate investing or whatever. But Mojo Dialer works good. Mojosales.com is the website. MOJOSELLS.com.
All right, Joshua. Hopefully that answered your question there. Josh from Charlotte, you say you're a high school senior. Where should you start? First, educate yourself, consistently educate yourself, dive into these videos, join us on Thursday, join those wholesale groups. And then most importantly, high school could indicate that you're 18 or 17. So you might need to find as the person on TikTok, a person of legal age to partner with, so you can enter into those legal and binding contracts. But hey, you're starting in the right place right here. Any suggestions for the high school senior?
No, I think you hit it on the head. I would start with education. Just know when you start that early, you have a greater ability to make mistakes and bounce back. So I believe in starting early. I started at age 17 years old. I really believe in starting early. So because you just have ability to make those mistakes, but educate yourself. Find other movers and shakers in your area that you can maybe partner up and mentor. Ask them, can you intern with them? Ask them, can you, what can you do? Can you be a bird dog and go out there and find properties for them for free or whatever? But once you begin to learn the business, you understand bird dogging is really what wholesaling is, and you'll be able to keep more of that pie. But I would definitely start off wholesaling, but most importantly, education.
Okay, Oflo on Instagram, you say you can't hear anything. Any other user on Instagram can't hear? I haven't gotten that from anyone else. So just let me know if that is indeed the case, and we'll do what's needed on our end to make sure you can hear us loud and clear. Let's see here. Love Chavis on TikTok wants to know, can I wholesale a home from a different state? Like, say I am from New Jersey and I'm looking at a home in Florida. Absolutely. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. You can virtual wholesale. We talk a lot about, not a lot, but we probably get this questions weekly. The key in virtual wholesaling is that the same people that you would need if you was wholesaling locally, you still need that same team virtually. So I know that some people may say, hey, just try to get the seller to get you as much pictures and as much information as possible, which you're absolutely right. But there comes a time where you need that end buyer to go and take a look at that property, and you don't necessarily want those two people to meet. So you definitely going to need some type of boots on the ground to really control that wholesale deal to the closing table. So just know the same amount of people you need, at least someone there to be able to go out and take pictures, go out and look at the property, and at least meet your end buyer to try to put your whole deal together that you can trust. But absolutely, you can definitely wholesale virtually.
All right. So we have our first listener up, Charles McElwain. I'm about to bring you on with us. Tell us where you're calling from, and you can go ahead and answer your question. Turn your camera down just a little. I can't see you. There you go. Hey.
How you doing?
We're well, thank you. Where are you calling from?
New York, actually.
New York.
How you guys doing?
We're well.
Good. What's going on, man?
Good. Actually, you know what? I was texting the Flip man. He told me to come on too, so I don't know why I never did. So I just made a chance and just telling me to get to it. Anyhow, I appreciate you guys having me on. Just a quick question. So I'm coming across a lot of vacant homes in my area. Honestly, I really don't think this area is too big on the market as far as real estate. I don't know if you ever heard of this area. It's called Cortland, New York, or Ithaca, New York. It's right next to Syracuse. I don't know if you're familiar with that area. I know Syracuse is a big area for wholesaling. It's not as huge as other states or cities, but you know, it's kind of coming up there. Whatever the case is, in my area, I've come across a lot of vacant homes, and I'm just having trouble finding the people who own these properties. And then a lot of times banks is not the ones who own it, it's people who own it. I come across properties that have deceased homeowners, and I can't find the people who it either passed on to, or if there was someone that it may have passed on to, they're deceased as well. And I found like 4 to 5 properties that way already. So I really just don't know where to go from that.
Well, I can't hear Vernique. Oh, you want me to go? Ideally, so when you tried to reach out to these individuals, what has happened?
Most times, so I'll use, like I'm using PropStream, I'm using skip tracing services. Sometimes I jump on True People Search. A lot of times when I try to call, is either, you know, the number is just not going through, or if I use True People Search, it tells me, I don't know how accurate the age is on the TruePeopleSearch.com, but I just take it for as is, you know, what it's telling me. Sometimes it will pop up as deceased and I don't see anything there. You know what I mean? I'll send out emails, nothing. I would try to go on my county website to pull up something. I just can't find nothing. And then on PropStream, it's telling me that a homeowner owns it and not the bank. So I just want to make sure if it is the homeowner who owns it, you know, that's definitely something I can work with.
The information that you're seeing there should be pretty accurate, but it's only going to be as accurate as the how fast the county makes it available to the public. But if you're calling and you say 4 or 5, that's really not a lot. But if you can't get in contact them by phone, the next step is to maybe possibly reach out to neighbors in that neighborhood. When I say reach out to them, actually just ride through and till you see somebody or whatever. Go knock on the door right next door on the left and the right and directly across the street on a couple of them and see if they know what happened to this property and do they know the owners. All right. If they talk to you, a lot of people, when they have vacant houses in their neighborhood, they're tired of seeing that vacant house, right? So in a lot of cases, not always, people are going to be helpful if they can, but you may want to give them an incentive because they may not be comfortable with giving that person's contact information out, but you give them an incentive to give them your information. When I say an incentive, say $1,000 if you close on the property, if you buy the property or whatever. All right, that's one thing. So next thing would be direct mail. So you want to send them something. You're only talking 4, 5, 10, 15. You don't just want to send them a letter. You just don't want to send them a postcard. It's how you send it to them. Send it FedEx, UPS to increase your chances of your message being read. It'll be a little bit more expensive, but we're not selling pencils here, right? And you're not sending a whole large quantity of them. You're doing a mass mailing, then that's too expensive. But on something like this, 5, 10, 15 of them, take on that expense of UPS. One deal will pay for that for the next 5 years, you know. So that's what I would do with those. And then, but again, 4 or 5 is really not a lot. How big of a city is that population wise?
Actually, 4 or 5 is just a ballpark. Like I'm really trying to hustle higher. So is it?
I got you. How big of a city is that though?
Huh?
How big of a city is it? What's the population?
The one that I'm actually currently in, I think it holds, if I'm not mistaken,
How you spell it?
Cortland, New York. Cortland,
How you
O, C as in Charlie, O as in Omar, R as in Rat, T as in Tom, L as in Larry. Cortland, New York.
Oh, Cortland.
Yeah, Cortland, not Portland. Cortland with a C.
Portland, New York. Yeah. Oh, no, you. Okay.
No, CORTLAND.
For 18,000. So how? Okay, Cortland, New York.
The next one I'm doing is Ithaca, just to because I know that area is a little bigger.
Okay, you're only 36 miles from Syracuse.
Yeah, I'm not too far.
So, yeah, Syracuse needs to be your market.
Syracuse.
Yes.
Okay.
You're muted, I think.
What about Ithaca? Out of curiosity, how do you feel?
How big is that?
I think it's somewhat close.
How you spell that? How you spell it?
I
what?
H-A-C-A.
You got it.
I don't know. How to spell it.
You say, man, snapping on y'all already.
30,000. Syracuse is your market.
Syracuse.
Yeah, city's too small.
Okay.
Those cities are too small.
Okay. That's fine. As far as so I should just do a text blast in Syracuse as well. I was about
to definitely not a blast. Look up Text to Flip if you haven't already.
Yeah. I'm talking about the way you did it. Yeah.
Yeah. Now Ithaca is like an hour from Syracuse, but it's closer to you, I guess.
Yeah, it's closer to me. I was wondering if you think that you feel that may be a decent population. I don't know what you're using to look up the population. I just
Googled. Google is your friend. Ithaca is only like 30,000. Other city is 18. Both those combined are not big enough.
Not big enough.
Not to eat. You may do a deal or two a year, but to eat, Syracuse.
Well, I have no problem with that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds perfect. I'll just do that. And as far as the vacant homes, I would look more into that and seeing the neighborhood if those guys know those neighbors. So I appreciate it very much.
All right, no problem at all, my man. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Renee, you're bored. You're mute. Something. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yes, now I can.
You hear me?
I can hear you now.
Now you go.
Oh, wow.
Yep, she kept going in and out.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Hear you now.
Charles, I know you can still tell our buddy if he wanted to say something, you should have said something when you was on the screen.
Yeah, the one that won't
Huh? So what?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Something going on with your mic. It's
You
going
can't hear
in and out. You can't hear us, I don't think.
All right, let me I can hear you well.
Okay, you're good. Okay, so on TikTok, the question is, what are the best programs, tools?
Can y'all hear me now?
Started?
Yeah.
And do you have a spreadsheet?
You hear me?
So,
I can hear you.
So for everyone else, give us what you highly suggest, my good sir, are great sites to have as tools to get started wholesaling. Boom, set up, knock it out.
Thank my brother for calling in. My oldest brother. But all right, now understand you don't have to have any tools to do real estate, right?
None.
Real estate has existed, the internet hasn't, right? Up until 25 years ago, basically, to the public anyway. So let's get that clear. But these tools will make it a lot easier to do real estate, to wholesale, right? Because it's so information driven that it makes it even, I hate to use the word easier, but that's the only way I can explain it. It just makes it easier to see who the owner is. People, you know what people used to have to do? You write down an address, go down to the courthouse, pull out a map book and look it up. Now, just imagine you do that on every property that you were investigating. That was the game. Back then, you had to depend on which was not solely on real estate agents, because people were still doing creative ways of real estate, but they sure enough had a lock on the game back then, because people really didn't know on how to put it. But now you have so many tools that will give you the property's information itself, the history, a transaction history of the property, the owner's information, what other properties have sold for, aka comps or comparable sales. You got tools out there that help you repairs. You got tools out there help you find people. You got tools out there that help you reach out to people. Other people that do the stuff for you. So it just goes on and on and on and on and on. But just the basics that I would probably start with. Now, you see the search Digulator.com. Now I brand it on tools and a couple of stuff, but I branded under my stuff. It's not really my tools. There ain't no really. It's not my tools, but I'm just affiliated with them. But it's stuff that I actually use. I'm just not giving you stuff that I don't use myself or whatever to help me do what I do on every day, which is try to close deals or whatever. So Digulator.com, that particular tool itself, that particular site itself will, number one, allow you to get the same one-page contract that I've been using since 2003. You can also use the little simple calculator that I have there to help you understand if you have a deal or not. But also, it would give you access to a 5-day free trial of this service called PropStream. Right after the 5-day free trial, there's a fee, a monthly fee. I won't quote it because that'll change over the years. Somebody see this 20 years, 5 years from now. And like you said, so there's a fee. All right. Then you want to have some skip tracing services, skip2flip.com. I'm affiliated with a company called Skip Vault. Text2flip.com, right? And that's probably one of the better ways to actually reach out to sellers, but there's a proper way of doing this, staying FCC compliant. Text2flip.com, which I'm an affiliate of Bachelor's. So boom. So Text2flip, Digulator.com, Skip2flip. Those are going to be the best tools that you can use right now if you're listening to me. Now, there's other stuff out there. Hey, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Crystal's, White Castle, Jack in the Box, Sammy's Burgers, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, hey, go what you want to feel, but you're going to listen to me. There it is.
All right, there you go. Hopefully you guys can go back 22 minutes into the show today and get that list, but it is in the comment section there for those of you who want to see that. Mail to flip, text to flip, skip to flip, dealulator.com. Flip, 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 flipping. All right, so let's get back into our next question. Oh, nope, not that one. Okay. John M. wants to know, is the process of wholesaling commercial properties the same as wholesaling single family homes? No. What's the real answer?
No, no, it's not the same. It can be very similar. Of course, you still need the same components. You need a seller, you need a property, you need an end buyer. So, the component of buying and selling real estate is the same, but the way that you evaluate the deal, the way that you go about, maybe marketing the property, definitely the way you evaluate the deal will be different. I think your ability to find commercial buyers is a little bit more difficult than it is to find single family buyers. So the approach is a little bit different, but the overall concept is the same, but the approach and evaluation is what's going to be different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
There you have it. And Unlock on Instagram. No, we're not talking about food. We are talking about real estate. But what we are talking about is that you have multiple competitors selling the same thing, and it's not going to stop you. It shouldn't stop you. You should be concerned about the next person. And there's multiple venues to get that hamburger is what we
heard the food.
Example. So yeah, you can get a burger from plenty of burger joints. Something's going to be a little different, and this shouldn't stop you from your hustle of selling yours. So there you have it. Next, let's go to TikTok. Do I need a team to start? Can I do this alone? If so, how can I reach out to people to get myself started? So I know early on, and typically we'll talk about a team, a squad. That sounds great if you have someone that you trust and that's really has the vision that you have. But normally individuals don't have the same vision for your personal wealth, your personal, I guess the outcome that you're trying to achieve other than you. So is it necessary to have a team? Is it beneficial? Is it required? What are your thoughts on that?
I guess I can start that off. I mean, you got to look at it like this. When you want to boss up and become a business owner and an entrepreneur, you don't have a team. But trust me, when you become the entrepreneur, you're the salesman. Sometimes you got to put out fires. You got to be your own attorney. You got to be your own accountant. You got to be your own marketing strategist. So at the end of the day, when you first start a business, you wear multiple hats. So don't be afraid. I mean, this is a startup business. So in a startup business, you may not have the money and necessary money to hire or partner with the people you need to partner with. So you may have to wear a lot of those hats. So when we talked about virtual real estate, you needed some boots on the ground. But if you're doing it, you are the boots on the ground. You are the ones that putting out the banner signs. You are the ones that sending out the letters and skip tracing. So you are your team. Now, when it comes to maybe evaluating, the cost and the rehab, you may want to have that general contractor because that's not your skill set. So you may want to have a general contractor on your team. Of course, you're going to need an attorney. That's not your skill set either. You cannot close your own deals. You need an attorney. So you want to reach out and get a title agent or real estate attorney. You may not have a real estate license. So having a realtor on your team may be, something beneficial, but don't be afraid. When you first start your business, you're going to wear multiple hats. So, until you build yourself up to being able to, scale out and hire third-party companies, you're going to wear multiple hats. What do you say, Tom?
Input, Ty?
Like when you're starting out, you have to know the business first before you can, I guess, personally, quote unquote, bring on a team. How can you train someone you don't know what you're doing? So trust me, you're not going to be that busy where you're going to need a team. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So if you're starting out the gate like that, where you just got an influx of money, you're going to open an office and, you might need a team. You know what I'm saying? Because you about to put a lot of money into this, which I don't advise someone to do it that way. But some people, that's just the only way they can do it. That's fine. You probably already, this probably the answer is not for you anyway or whatever. But just like the normal person, like myself or Nikia, you are the team. You'll know. And I'm in that, and I've been in this situation. I was talking to a guy today, he was trying to sell me something, and he sold it or whatever. I pulled out the card. And but it just boiled down to that I'm just losing money every day because I ain't say I refuse to, but I need help. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I get people to do stuff for me, but I need hey, Tyrone, we need to do this. I actually need that, even though I'm sort of, you know what I'm saying, but I need help. So again, I get people to do stuff for me, but I don't consider it a team which I did before coronavirus. I had a couple of people coming in every day to the office or whatever. And after that, that fills it out. But that's fine. But I need help. This is business I've ever been with everything or whatever. I think I'm not answering the question. You don't need a team when you start.
No, you are. So when you need a team, when you dropping more balls, there's more balls being dropped, because you can actually, if you had a team, you can juggle all those balls. And
I'm here from, if even not in the streets looking at some or whatever, from basically 8 something to 7 something. That got stopped. I ain't getting this, but I've been doing it too long. I'm not complaining. I am not complaining, but I just know that I'm not using the best of my time and resources or whatever. So I got to get, I just pulled up Indeed while we're sitting there. The guy that sold me what he sold me earlier. So you need to go to Indeed and hire you some people, you know what I'm saying, blah, 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 whatever. I just pulled it up while we're talking, doing this or whatever. So I need some help.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I get it.
Wow.
I get it.
I'm going on record. I quit. Y'all can see my face. I'm over here looking like, and what am I? Chopped liver? Like,
hey, you are definitely.
What am I?
You are a very consistent teammate. I tell you.
She lives an hour away from me.
Wow.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah, I can't. You know what I'm saying? We live in different cities.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate every Thursday that you come here, though.
Ooh, that's a blessing.
Ooh, just out of 52 weeks, probably what, 40? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, about 40. I'd say about 35.
Wow.
About 35. I ain't gonna show up by about 5 or 6 of them myself. So
okay.
Yeah,
The 40 for me, but 5 you calls. The other one's just me.
okay, well, yeah, if you want to look
All
at it that way. Yeah.
So you guys on TikTok, I did put those names of those sites in the comments there. I know I said I put it in the chat, but I didn't there. So it's there if you want to see those as well. Don't forget, guys, go to comps101.com if you want to join us live and ask your question. I will bring you onto the screen once I see your face. Give me a wave and I'll load you up. Eric, hey Eric, I see you. And what did you say? We're the Republic of Flipman County. Oh, we got our own little village. Good evening, People's Republic of Flipman County. I do like that. Oscar Jimenez wants to know, what is the average amount y'all use to lock up a property under contract? So I'm thinking we're talking about earnest money deposits. Now, we all know little to no cash, no credit is what we, promote, and it most definitely can be done. When we began talking about the contracts, we say as little as $10. And if you can get away with that, that's exactly what you need to do. So what is the average? Is there an average? Is this just a case by case scenario? Property for property, numbers for numbers?
It's case by case, but if I would put an average there, it would probably be an average of $100 to $500 earnest money. Now, of course, you want to go with the 10, but if you're dealing with more real estate agents and realtors, their average is more 500. If you're dealing with more homeowners directly, you could probably get away from $100 or $10 on the very, very low side, $100 to $200 or $300 when you're dealing directly with a homeowner. But most realtors gonna always tap into a 500 to 1,000.
All right. Question, old man cool dude on TikTok. Can I use these techniques in Cali? Absolutely. Absolutely. What do you say about that, Ty?
Yeah.
Yes, guys. These techniques can pretty much be used in all 50 of the US of A states, 51, if you include Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah.
But
it can be used overseas.
And even overseas with the exclusion. Now, there might be some extra loopholes. I know everybody likes to use Illinois as that example. So there's some extra loopholes that makes it just a little bit more difficult. But ultimately, the beginning process is the same. That end process is what's going to be problematic. Not even problematic, poor choice of words. It's just going to take a little bit more effort and a little bit more resources maybe for you to pull that off. But yeah, it can be done anywhere. Let's see here. Next question. Ron Daniel, I have a property currently at the title company. Ooh, and there are 4 individuals in the title. 3 are deceased. The 4 do not own with right of survivorship, so the heirs of the 3 deceased each own a quarter interest and will need to sign off. How do I go about closing this deal? Wow, heir property where you have 3 deceased and the 3 deceased have children. So now you split that branch, that tree off again. You got to get everybody to the table. Is that how this goes?
You're right. They did not own the right of survivorship, so their portion probably went to their beneficiaries. So you have to determine. I mean, I will really just start off with the one that is living. Obviously, if they all own the deed together, they know each other. Most likely, if it wasn't the right of survivorship, their portion went down to the beneficiaries. So you have to determine, who is over their estate and who are there to, who are able to sign off on their portion of the property. But I think a great start is to start with the one that is alive and allow them to bring all the other parties to the table that need to sign off on that as well.
Okay, heir properties.
Yeah, it's just
Is it
depends.
often even worth the hassle?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The more problems a property has, sometimes those are going to be the best deals. You know, 'cause a lot of people give up on them or whatever. But that can also be a negotiating technique. But you know, a lot of times that heir property can splinter off so many times that it just not going to be worth it. You know, now there's some ways out there you can go out there and do some attorneys that'll do the things to advertise the property in the newspaper for 6 months and all that kind of stuff. Now, that's just where you can't find anyone or something. You know, there's some ways to go around it from my understanding. I've never done it before or whatever. But for the most part, when you got all those people and they can't decide, number one, you may have 5 people, 3 of them want to sell, 2 don't. That deal is dead already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then
it's a fight.
all 5 of them want to sell, but 2 of them want to sell at what they think retail price is, and 3 don't, you know, they'll sell it, and 1 don't, you know. So it you know, you just have to work through it or whatever. But like I say, the more problems it has, the more negotiating you need to do, and you can work on it. You know, sometimes those turn into some fat paydays.
And those are the properties like that, you know, you work them over time. You know, it's not like, oh, I'm waiting on this probate deal to close so I could, you know, take care of my responsibilities. Those are not the deals that you wait on like that. Those are the deals that, you know, you just kind of work on over time. You reach out to different parties once or twice a week until you can find and get all the parties on the same page. It's a numbers game. You know, you want 10, 15, 20 deals going on at the same time, because a few of them going to be stuff like that may take 6 months to a year to 2 years to close if you're willing to stay on everybody and call people and call them over time. So just know it's a numbers game and to work it over time, but don't put all your apples in that basket.
All right. Brian Northington says, well, actually wants to know, how much does the closing generally cost, and what are the variables, if any, that can, you know, I guess sway that one way or another? So on average, how much does the closing cost at the title company?
Oh, at the title company?
Well,
I was a closing attorney, so with a closing attorney, I mean, you're going to pay the attorney fees that could vary anywhere from $350 to $750, $1,000, $1,250, depending on your county, your attorney. You have what other fees you're going to take care of? You have your insurance, your title insurance, your homeowner insurance. You have, you know, wired and deed fees for them to file the deed. So you have that. So that's usually about it. You know, you have the attorney fees, wire fees, like fees for them to file the deed. You have your homeowner insurance and your title insurance.
Okay. Ty, input. In your experience, how much is closings typically averaged?
Well, you know, it's going to vary from market to market or whatever. Like she said, she broke down all the fees that are going to be included right now. You know, these are cash deals, so it's a little different in most cases. Unless you got a hard money, it seems like the attorneys the fees just cost a little more. But we're just talking about without points and all that stuff, right? We're just talking about, you know, without, you know, just turning stuff. So, you know, my experience here now is $900 to $1,200 to close a deal. So,
okay. Hopefully that answered your question.
But normally your buyer pays it, you know. So, but everything, because sometimes they won't pay all of it. Sometimes they won't pay any of it, you know. So you just have to negotiate, you know, hey, how much money you gonna make, and is it worth sacrificing $500,000, $1,200 or so for a $9,000 check? You know, you might be going to make $10,500. Now you're only going to make $9,000. You know, so you make that call. I know I'm taking the 9 and rolling with it. So, especially if it's somebody I know they're going to buy over and over again, I'm gonna take the 9 anyway. It don't matter. So. You think she went to the bathroom too?
She did, and she came back in.
Oh.
Hold on,
She just text you?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Okay, so Tamika J.
I'll go. You just
okay. question is, what is the best way to begin wholesaling after sending out the text? How can I set myself up for a successful deal? Should I just jump on in, both feet in the water? So I think Tamika sent out
Well, I'm sorry.
she
I
sent
didn't know.
out maybe some text using maybe like text to flip, and she just wants to know how can she set herself up to be successful in getting or creating a deal. Should she just jump in?
Yep, you just want to jump in. Definitely want to jump, but you want to jump in with strategy. So you send out a text. I'm sure I'm assuming that you're stating that you maybe did a text blast, and what happened? Someone call you with a deal. So you send a text blast, someone call you with a deal. Now the deal makes sense. Most important, you want to get as much information about that deal as possible. Run your numbers, make sure it is a good deal that has a ton of equity in it. Run your equation, the 75% rule. You also want to know how much it will cost for them to rehab it, because although you're not going to rehab that property, you want to run numbers as if you are going to rehab it. So now you can maximize your assignment fee. The more that you know about that deal, the more money that you can maximize. You may think, if you're not running your numbers, you may say, hey, I just want to make $2,500 on top. Let's run with that. And you'll just put $2,500 on top and put it back out there to market it. But if you really ran your numbers, you would have realized that you really had a $25,000 spread in there that you could have really tapped into if you really understood your numbers. So most importantly, run your numbers on the deal, make sure it makes sense, lock it up, find your end buyer that you can assign your contract to. Once you do lock in that end buyer, you send both of those contracts to the closing attorney or title agency and allow them to do the rest of it to get you to the closing table.
All right, Tamika, hopefully that got you taken care of there. Lawrence, yes, we will tell you that number, 205-925-3425.
No.
What is it?
205-492-3425.
I tried to do it off the top of the dome. There you go. Lawrence, hopefully you got that. Tamika J, you're welcome. Hopefully that answered your question there. So let's dig right into our next question. If the seller doesn't ask about earnest money, you probably don't have to put up anything because the property will go fast. So not really a question, but yeah, if the seller isn't asking about it, you still need it to make it a legal and binding contract. You need to write it in there, and you can just simply say, hey, we'll take care of this at the closing. I'm just putting it here. But yeah, sometimes it never exchanges hands. And we talk about that often. I know Ty does it. Sometimes it's just a technicality. It's just having it on paper to make it binding. So Jacqueline wants to know, what is the best way to approach tax lien motivated sellers? She's in Maryland, and she wants to know, is there a specific method there?
Tax lien motivated sellers. Tax liens are sold by the county.
Okay.
So I guess specify, what do you mean by tax lien motivated sellers? Tax liens are sold by the county at the county courtyard steps.
All right.
Are you saying someone that's behind on their taxes? Just to kind of explain, what do you mean?
Okay, if you'll do that, Jacqueline, I'll come back and make sure I follow up. Again, guys, comps101.com is where you can go and join us live, and where you can ask your questions yourself to Ty or Renikia. Isaiah Toussaint says, hello. On a pre-foreclosure, do I subtract the loan amount, the default amount, repairs, plus my fee to determine my offer?
No. No, we're running the same way. At the end of the day, all of that should be in there. So the pre-foreclosure, that price is a sale price. So you want to run the numbers by the sale price. The default amount should all be in the pre-foreclosure. amount, but oh, let me take that back. A lot of times when it's in pre-foreclosure, you don't know that final number because it have not really been foreclosed on what they're willing to really sell that property for. So sometimes you have to just kind of route that out to find out what that final number will be that the lender will accept as a foreclosure amount. Pre-foreclosure is it haven't been foreclosed on, so you can almost catch up the payments or any of the payments and put that client or that property owner back in good standing, or you have to wait until it's completely foreclosed on.
All right. Again, hopefully that answered that question for you. Rike Star. Now, Renikia, this is going to be specifically for you. I just set up my LLC, but my personal credit is 620. Could Funding Key help me with business funding and business credit? So if you're new here or haven't joined us often, or maybe you've just missed it, Renikia does have a company that helps you take your wholesaling game to the next level. If you're interested in the financials behind of it, or financial backings or loans, or buying wholes, or the fix and flips. So in this particular situation, what would Rike need to do?
Okay, so that's a good question. So, the one of the games to wealth is credit. So we got to really begin to understand the importance of putting ourselves in the best position possible by having good credit. So I will always recommend, honestly, we have to have a 680 credit score higher to really take advantage of any unsecured programs we have. Of course, I'll fix and flip, buy and hold, and things of that nature, a 660 and higher. So at a 620, there's not a lot we can do. But I will definitely say this to everyone that's listening: credit is the gateway to wealth. Credit is the way that you can extend the money that you don't have in your bank account. You can extend that out more beyond what's in your bank account, which allows you to invest into yourself, which allow you to be able to buy these tools that that's not a requirement, but it definitely will make your real estate investing a lot easier by having these tools. So if credit is a gateway, I would just always recommend, hey, take 30 days or 45 days step back and just focus in on that credit. If you know that you are walking into a place on your journey that you starting to want to use your credit and understand the leveraging your credit, take that step back. Put a little emphasis on fixing your credit, get your credit to an A1 status so you can really put yourself in position to take advantage of all the loans and all these loan products that's out there, so you can really build yourself up from there. So with a 620, it's not much we can do. I would recommend for you to just take a 30, 45 day step back, focus in on just getting your credit back, getting your credit in the best standing possible. So then you'll be able to take advantage of maximizing those loan products out there for you.
All right, guys. And on your screen there, you can reach Renikia at fundmynextdeal.com. She is available across all social media platforms. First name Renikia, last name Williams. Just always keep in mind to give 48 to 72 hours for someone from her company to reach back out with you guys. Again, that's fundmynextdeal.com. So digging right back into these questions here. Lone Star, what do you say to someone when they feel stuck, like it doesn't seem like they're getting anywhere? You're making the calls, you're getting offers, you're getting rejected, you're getting ghosted, marketing money is running low. Oh, what do we do? What we're not going to do is give up. So, okay.
Keep going. I think, Ty, both of us have all been in this place. I think anyone that's on, entrepreneur journey have been in this place of just being exhausted. The key is, one of the keys to, getting into this space or starting a business anywhere is you got to have a little passion on the sideline of your ability to go out there and continue to do something that's beating you up every day, continue to do something that is not adding up per se, continue to get out there and put your best foot forward when that's giving you negative feedback. But the great thing about real estate is what I love is that everyone needs it. So I know I'm one no closer to a yes. So understand that this game is really a numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more opportunity you're going to have. If we're only talking to 100 people, you only have 100 opportunities. But if you're talking to 1,000 people a week, you have 4,000 opportunities to make something work. So you know, one thing my mentor told me was how to take my emotions out of the business. Your EIN number is not emotional. Your EIN number doesn't have feelings. Your business doesn't have feelings. You do. So when you get that no, hey, keep it moving. Go to the next, and play it like a numbers game. So I would say that's when that passion steps in. You know, that continue to push you through when you really want to give up.
Okay. Hopefully that's a little motivation for you guys. You should have to stay encouraged and stay consistent. I know we say it all the time, but it's consistent.
And also stay around people, like go to your local real groups, go to those local real estate groups. Cause I know back in the day when things just used to beat me up, and then you go to these real groups and everybody excited talking about the deals they just closed this week. And I looked at it as real estate church. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get back out there next week. You know, that gave me another because you just closed your deal this week. So I know, there's activity out there. So let me get back out there. So make sure you get around people that's doing the business, because they keep you hype and they keep you going, versus getting around a whole bunch of people that talk about, what you can't do. Get around people that's actually doing it.
There you have it. Earlier, Ty was mentioning, someone asked, like, how do they find the owners? They were having difficulties in doing so. And I know, Ty, you mentioned to go talk to the neighbors. I meant to say it then. So yesterday, there's a house in the neighborhood that I've been looking at. For me personally, I pass by it every day, and there's this little old lady next door. She walks her dog. So I finally decided to pull over and say, hey, are you aware of anything with that house? When I tell you she was a gold mine, she even had the key to get into the house. She was like, I can show it to you. I got the key. He ain't been here in almost a year. The house falling apart. He ain't taking care of it. I'm having to cut the grass. I'm calling the city. You want to go in there and look at it? Yeah, let me see. They doing something. What she say? They doing something shady over there. Some girl keep coming over here looking at it, but she ain't doing nothing. She don't own it. What you want to do with it? I'm like, I don't know. Probably the same thing they do. She spilled the beans. She said, give me your number, and the next time he come over, because you just missed him, I'll give you the man number that keep coming over here. He don't own it, but he be here. And she said, and then at the end, she said, are you good with computers? I said, yes. You think you can come show me how to work this Mac my son sent me? So I have a new good friend who's my lookout. That's the plug in the jug, who I got to go tomorrow when I get off work and go help her set up her email and stuff and show her how to pay her online bills. But
her new MacBook.
Miss Cherry is my new friend. And I got all of that from just the house, just asking her about the house next door. Quite frankly, she told me I shouldn't be interested in it. She said, you don't want to have no dealings with them folks over there. That's the decision I have to make on my own. Keep in mind, Miss Cherry's in Alabama from college. She's 85 years old, but she is on her stuff. But talk to the neighbors. I say all of that, talk to the neighbors. They know the good, the dirt.
God bless you.
Yeah, well, she told me that. She said, you the nicest, because what she told me, she said the girl that came around her mouth was too slick. She slipped.
No. She be on the porch. She keep the tea. Yeah.
We talked about it. We talked about her house. I was like, your house is really nice to be over here. And she said, well, I moved from California and I shipped what I wanted in my house from California. And before you said, I know I overbuilt for this neighborhood, but I wanted to stay here. And this was what I want my house to look like. I was like, yeah, because your house, like towering over the houses next door. But okay, it's nice though. You got a fountain. You got a fountain in your yard with water and little angels. Everybody else just barely got the driveway. So yeah, talk to the neighbors. I say all
neighbors do know. Those neighbors do know.
Talk to the neighbors. They're scoping. They're watching, and even if they can't tell you, they can tell you who's been over there.
And then plus, stuff like that brings their value of their properties down. So, it's in their best interest to, make sure someone buy that property, renovate it, because that's the value of their property is directly correlated, to the way the community in the neighborhood looks. So.
Okay. Jacqueline, I actually did ask your question rather. It was missing some parts on it, and we asked you to come back in and fill it in because you were asking about tax liens and motivated sellers. Let me see here. I think you updated it. Is there a list of people who would be Is there a list of people who would be behind on taxes that are considered motivated sellers, and is there a list to find them before they get sold by the county, or is there no such list? Okay, so that's what you was asking earlier about possibly finding motivated sellers on tax lien lists.
Yeah, and that's public records. That's the tax lien list that every county generates every county is different. I know here in Atlanta we have that every first Tuesday or every month, but every county is different. So yeah, that list is public records. Pretty much the list of people who's going to get tax lien are going to be sold on the courthouse steps. An entire list of people who are behind on their taxes. So you could definitely give them a call to try to get that. But just be mindful when you do that. I mean, you definitely want to negotiate for them to deed the property over to you if you're going to pay those taxes off. So there's a little bit more negotiation when you're dealing with those pre-tax liens or whatever the case may be. If you do pay the taxes in good standing, you want to make sure you negotiate what you're looking for. Are you trying to get the property? Just making sure that you're negotiating that they're deeding that property over as well.
Okay. Holistic Victorious. I've learned so much, and me and my dude are motivated. Glad to hear that. Prince Among Men, I need to get some of this money. Yes, this real estate money. The teacher episode was inspiring. I'd suggest any of you guys go back and watch that, and watch all of the videos actually. But yeah, go watch some of the motivational videos, the ones that inspire you, the ones that are testimonials from individuals just like you who started from scratch, and not all of them happen in 30 days or 6 months. So there's no set time on this thing, but it is about the hustle and the work you put into it. What is it? Insanity is expecting change with no change. Like, you got to do something. Like, you say, I want to get into this real estate, but you're not doing anything. It does start with watching the videos. That is something, but then you have to also take that next step. So Official Money Stacks also on Instagram. What's funny?
Somebody said, Terrence Bryson said, Ty Smile, you okay? Yeah, I
don't even
I got that deal. You got that deal on the table.
It's Ty sleepy. Was Ty been look, guys, it's Ty just got sleepy eye. He fine. He all right. He laughing. He talking. He good. Yeah, see, there goes his smile. There you go.
I got some business on the table. That's it. But he's still here present.
Because he's working while working. Because I
right. Hey, that's a different type of hustle right there.
So
I'm paying attention. I'm in here. Hey, I'm in here. Let's get it. Oh, the show done started.
Yeah, we got about 3 minutes.
Yes. Propane says you're thinking about the next deal. I can see that. So Money Stacks, how do you advertise?
Somebody said I was smoking them tweeds. But you can't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly. That's every week. They swear you blow it out.
Oh boy, I gotta get that so much, man. I can't do nothing by my eyes. I go to the what do you call it? What they call?
Optometrist or ophthalmologist?
Which one? What's the difference?
They're both. One is like just for like glasses, and the other one is like the doctor.
The one that go get the contacts.
Optometrist.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. And you know, she had trouble, like the little thing where they blow it, hold it, and they blow the air in your eyes or whatever. And
check the
and
cataracts.
I get it's hard for me to open them up. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't, I don't do no drugs. I know y'all don't control weed.
We don't do no drugs. No drugs.
I've never smoked weed before, guys. So let's put that out there.
Wait a minute. Okay.
I don't drink, I'm a slap out lame. So
that is not the case.
Yeah. So.
Take that back. Just you take care of your temple, and that's appreciated.
Well, I'm just saying, I ain't saying it's whatever people do, that's fine. I'm just telling you.
I'm
just putting it out there. I don't smoke weed, guys. You can stop saying that. So.
Can I ask Big Money Stats
never even
question?
tried it before. So
I'm asking Money Stats question. How do you advertise in a really small city if you can't do bandit signs? Go. Give me marketing
Define
strategy.
small.
Like maybe like Portland, New York.
Well, no. Some people think small is Birmingham. You know what I'm saying? So
postcards. Send direct mail.
See, in those smaller markets like that, they're more receptive to marketing than the larger markets because they're not used to it. I'm talking about like the response rate will just be ridiculous. Now, the issue with that is you may not have enough buyers. You may not have enough buyers to, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, So I got a mobile home and 10 acres I want to sell you. But the population 1,800.
What y'all doing? What they doing out there?
Hey, everybody got 10
they
acres.
Know everybody.
True, 10 plus acres, but so you have to please define small when you say that.
King Reed. No. King Reed's question is, do I put my name on the bandit signs? No.
You can put a name on there, but not your name. You can put a name. You want to try to be a lookalike like Popeye buys houses or something, whatever, but don't put your name on it.
Okay. And talking about the marketing strategies, Aaron wants to know, do you believe yellow postcards are too old school?
Well, I'm going to always side on doing something, but there are better options out there now, aka mail to flip.
All right. So let's see here. No, I didn't, King, until boy, y'all be on me. Ty, this is for you. Out the park. Read it yourself. There you go.
What marketing strategies do you recommend? Do you believe?
Where do you get that from? That's not what's on
I'm sorry.
Man.
All right. How does Digulator work? I put out signs last night. I got a call about an hour ago. Ooh, well, what did they say?
I don't know.
You didn't include the most important part, sir. Yeah, I'm assuming that's King. Yes, sir. But how does Digulator work? Digulator is basically a brand. It's a platform that's tool-based. Some of it's free, some of it ain't. The free things are the contract that I've been using since 2003. The little simple calculator I have that hopefully help you understand what a deal is, and then access to the real estate tool PropStream. You get a 5-day free trial by going through the site or whatever. Now, also you can submit. We don't talk about this. You can submit if you want to. If you have a property under contract and you want to partner 50-50 on deals, you can also submit it. So submit those through Digulator.com.
Okay.
And I used to have, and I let it go, and it's still on a couple of my videos. I used to have closings.com, but with a K. I can't believe I let that domain name go.
Wow.
Closings.com with a K though, but whatever, you get it.
Right.
They just a made up word. They got that too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't believe I let that go.
Wow.
Somebody they trying to sell it for. Last time I checked. Well, go ahead. I'll look it up.
Okay. What's the most important part from the call that I left out? What did they say? You said you just got a call an hour ago, King, until what was the call from your signs? Was it, hey, I have a house to sell? Hey, get this sign down. What was the content of that call? Go ahead and put that in there. And Terrence wants to know, how do we deal with pre-foreclosures?
Y'all see what they trying to sell it for? Closing.com.
Wow.
57.
How do you let that go?
57 big ones. Well, what's happening is, and what they're basing that on, they're getting traffic from people searching it because it's in a few of my videos. And so they know they're getting just free traffic. They probably don't even know where it's coming from. And so they basing that price on that right there. So
Wow.
what a dumbass.
Yeah.
There's a whole business buying domains and selling them.
Huh? Oh my
So
God.
yeah.
Oh my God. That's
There's a whole business in that.
That's a huge business. That's real estate.
That's real estate. That's digital real estate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I will say a while ago, if you don't mind me saying, that was tie him into it. Was like, think of these names, think of creative names, get the domain, and then pitch it. Hold it. Somebody's gonna come pitch it. And even just when I think of something catchy in the car, the first thing I do is go to GoDaddy.com, see if it's available, and buy it. See, Ty uses his domain names. Me, on the other hand, I just waste in the $11.99 because they only let you do that $1.99 so many times before they catch up with you and be like, hey man, this the same person. Stop trying to run our gimmick. Yeah. Got too many of them not doing a thing. But yeah, that is a, like you said, internet real
I
estate.
used to be really involved in that community, you know, and I've sold a couple, but nothing of any significance or whatever. But it's people, they make millions selling domains or whatever. Or whatever. So it's a whole business. You have to understand, just real quick, I know we're not talking, but it is any education you ought to be willing to take it or whatever. And but this can help you because and I thought about this too. Now tell me if this brilliant or not, or am I crazy?
DA. Go.
Like in Illinois, right?
Right.
You need a broker's license to wholesale houses.
Okay.
In Kansas, you need an agent's license, whatever, to wholesale houses, right?
Okay.
All right.
Right.
And I've been telling people all you got to do is partner with an agent and create a marketing agent agency with them, and you run your deals through that, right? And you charge the agent marketing fees based on the deal. That's common. Agents pay for leads all the time, right? Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All you have to do is that marketing agency / a web development company, and for every house that you all put on the contract, you build a website for it, right? And you're talking about just so many ways to build it basically for free. And at closing, you charge them for that website that they built for you, right? And that's whatever you all negotiated for the fee. They cannot argue that, you know, because they paying us. I'm gonna pay this out of my closing or whatever. I'm paying it to XYZ web development, blah blah blah. You know, boom. But you all are partners or whatever. But it's just being charged to the business or whatever. You selling the website that will relate it to marketing that property. And there's no price on what you can sell a domain or website for it, whatever the buyer's willing to pay for it.
Right. There's so many ways around that. That's a good one.
What else y'all need to know? Right now for that information.
Strategies. You'll see that go up soon. Somebody gonna catch that.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure an attorney, where are you getting into a gray? I ain't getting in no gray area. I am selling. I ain't telling you that. They can't tell what we're doing with our business.
You can be a consultant. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, exactly. I built a website for them, and I'm going to wait on my payment once it closes. And this is the fee.
Right.
That's it. This is what I'm in for.
Marketing fee.
Yes.
Right.
Well, there you have it. That's it. Okay.
These haters can't hold me back.
Exactly. Hey. Exactly.
Okay. So, Lexi, I see that you asked the question for advice on proof of funds and what are some get deal you later filters. So, there is an affiliate for proof of funds. It is
realpof.com. I don't market it enough. I need to get market that more. realpof.com. But Renika does proof of funds also.
That's just
Yeah.
You say that's for select? Or that's
Well, no. I mean, that's for my clients who start engaging. I mean, I know a lot of people just need POFs and.
Yeah, hey, can you give me that PO? No.
Yeah. We gotta run something on you. So you might want to go to Real POF if you just need a document.
Hey, oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, we're gonna run a credit and background on you, but
no credit check required with Real POF.
Right. Y'all go to Real POF. Y'all go.
You got the money. We got the time.
Okay, and what about Zipwriter.com filters?
Well, there's so many combinations, almost like a lottery combination that you're putting in or whatever. But what I normally do is non-owner occupied, free and clear, residential, single family, not off market on MLS filter, under the ownership information. Individual, I want to eliminate corporate trust, any entities. And I want them to have owned it for at least a year. Depending on the size of the market, the population, you may have to go up to 5 to 10 years to reduce the list. And then you can even get more detailed. You could do out-of-state owners or out-of-county owners if you want to try to reduce or make your list a little bit more narrow is the word I'm looking for. So hopefully that makes sense.
Okay, Terrence, I have
tons of, if you go look at text to flip videos and the skip to flip, I go through basically what I just said now. So
okay. Hey Terrence, I haven't skipped your question. I've actually mentioned it several times. You're just not listening. You wanted to know about pre-foreclosures, but is there a video on pre-foreclosures?
That ain't really my thing.
I know you were gonna say that's really not.
I talk about it, but I don't have like a specific video on it. Mm-hmm. If it comes my way and if the numbers work, they work. I'm not going to pursue a short sale. Let me just say that. That's what I say. When I say it's not my thing, I'm not going to pursue a short sale. That it's just too time consuming. I'm too unorganized. And if you're going to do them, you need to do a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Just because like whatever form of lead generation you're doing, you got to have a lot of it. You agree, Renika?
Oh, absolutely.
You gotta have a lot of it. You gotta have a lot of tired landlords. You gotta have a lot of tired landlords. You gotta have a lot of people going through a divorce. You gotta have a lot of people that die, unfortunate. You gotta have a lot of people that lose their jobs because all of them ain't gonna be motivated to still sell at the price that you want them to sell at. You see what I'm saying? So whatever it is, you're gonna have to have a lot of it or whatever. Right. But with pre-foreclosure, if you're going and pursuing short sales, you're going to have to be working on a number of them just to get one of them to hit. Right. Because the bank run you 90 days on a short sale, coming back with a decision, and then come back with a number that doesn't work for you. And you put all that time and effort in dealing with the seller and all this stuff, going back BPOs and all this crap or whatever. So not discouraged. I'm just telling you what to be prepared for. It ain't all lollipop. Like most of the stuff.
And there's a stigma out there that pre-foreclosure actually are discounted properties. And that's not the case. When like 08, 09, when that happened, those properties were discounted because it was just so many of them. Yeah. But over time, these lenders got very smart and they started to do BPOs and appraisals, and they started selling those properties at market value. So it's not overly discounted like they were at one point in time. So you could probably find a more discounted property finding a direct homeowner over a short seller or something like that, because they sell it to you at market value and they getting those properties appraised and multiple BPOs on there. So they're not leaving any, a lot of meat on the bone there either. So, I agree with Ty. It's a lot more moving parts to those pre-foreclosures.
Okay. So there you have it. Hopefully that answered quite a few of you guys' questions tonight. Nobody really took a bite on the comps101.com. Just know next week that is a thing. You can go to comps101.com and ask your question live with it. Oh, King and Till, I did say I was going to come back to you. You said you answered our question. Oh, so that was the one where he got the one call. He asked what was the call about. He said the owner had 4 properties she wants to sell. The first she lives in and wants $200,000. Zillow and Dealulator has it listed around 88. The second she said 65, and
he said he answered our question. Where is it?
Yes. At 50. That's what I'm reading now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Man. So the second she said 65,000, and the estimate is 55K. So yeah, he got a call. He got a call with the seller with 4 houses, but she's in La La Land and the amount that she wants for it. So I'm not sure what the original part was, King and Till, about what to do now, but wait for the next phone call, ultimately, correct?
Mm-hmm. I mean, the name of the game is no one is overpaying for these properties. So the name of the game is market value, and it's called market value because it's the value that the market is willing to pay. So homeowners can want as much money as they want on these properties as they want. Numbers don't lie. So, and no one is coming in overpaying market value for these properties. So a lot of times, these homeowners are just, they have fell in love with the real estate and they think their property is worth more. It's your ability to educate homeowners like that and let them know how much their property is really worth, how much, maintenance and repairs their property need. So what they're looking for is impossible because of these repairs that is needed to meet those goals. They probably are comparing their property to property that's already been renovated and sold on the market. So they think their property is worth the same, not realizing these properties have been fully renovated. So it's your job to really educate them and let them know how much you'll be willing to pay for it. And if they don't want to, ask them, can you give them a call back in a month or 2 and see if they'll be interested and more motivated to sell.
And Toronto for the win over Boston, 104-103. Woo! The crowd goes wild. I know y'all are watching that as well. And Deshay, just to let you know, if you don't know the ARV, there's no contract that you should be filling out. Okay? I found a seller and he wants $39,000. I haven't put it on a contract yet. I don't know the ARV. Can I tell him okay to the 39 based off what? No.
Look up the videos, 2 videos. Look up Flipman Comps Like a Pro, and look up Flipman Free Deal Calculator. Always put Flipman in front of your search, and you should find some good information.
All right, guys. And what you can do is join us next week, Thursday, 6:30, actually about 7 Central, 8 Eastern, where you can ask your questions. I know. You can ask your questions. I'll read them. And the beautiful Monikia and Sleepy Eye Ty will answer them.
Ty is so big. Crackhead.
Can answer.
Old Pookie will be here to answer your questions next week. You don't know who Pookie is.
Pookie and the fam, huh? Pookie.
New Jack City. Look up New Jack City and Pookie. That's me.
Ty, as always, will continue
calling me, man. It's calling.
Stop
calling me.
Stop. Ty will continue answering these questions in the chat of the video, which will be posted soon after we get done. Always feel free to join the Wholesaling Real Estate with the Flip Man, where you can indeed ask questions continuously. You can partner up with peers, maybe somebody in your area. We enjoyed having you with us. Make sure you hit that like button, and we'll see you next week on the flip side. You late today.
Flip man, it's the Flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.